This is gonna be one of those if you blink, you'll miss it posts. Because I actually did get a lot of writing and creative things done in the past month, but I was so busy doing all of my writing and creating things that I forgot to actually record myself doing them. So I'm just going to give you guys some updates on what I've been doing, and hopefully next month you'll have more of a legit writing blog to view. I will, of course, be giving some more details and some samples and things like that to the Patreon community. But for now, here's what's been going on. I was having a really tough time with my Toy Box of Games story. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure, I don't know why I never remember. I should probably make notes so I know I'm not repeating the same thing over. But that's basically where I'm telling a story that encompasses a bunch of different short stories that I've written. So instead of just like releasing an anthology, I had this other story idea, and I was like trying to figure out how I was going to make it work. And I'm like, well, what if I just use short stories that I already have for it? And so that's kind of the basic premise is there's the kid who's playing a video game, and each of the different levels of the game are like short stories. So it's like an anthology, but it's a novel in anthology because it's actually a whole story in and of itself. All of that to say is that I've been trying to work on this one particular scene. And in what I've written, I don't even know if that will be like the final product, but I'm just happy to like finally be finished with the scene because I just was having so much trouble with it. And it's not like it was a difficult scene, I guess. So, okay, I'll give you just a little bit of context. The young man in the story that I've mentioned who's playing the game, it's actually a game that his grandfather wrote, but as he's playing the game a year after his grandfather died. And so he's, playing the game, hanging out with his friends, showing them the game and stuff like that. And he hasn't yet visited his gravesite yet. And so the scene that I've been trying to struggle to write is him going to visit the gravesite. And so it wasn't as like, I don't know, I just thought it was going to be really like dramatic. And I mean, I think it was sweet the way I ended up doing it. Like I said, I don't know if this is the final product, but I don't know. I guess I was just hesitant to do it because I thought it was going to be like super dramatic, but it wasn't. So I finally got that done. I have written 3 chapters of my Mark of Bletzian series because I did so much like pre-writing on it. Those are flowing pretty well together. I think the only reason why it is taking me so long to do more, which I'm happy with the progress that I've made. I want to be clear about that. Is that I'm doing kind of, it's not really a dual perspective, but it's kind of like alternating. Like in the start, you kind of see things from one person's character, and then you kind of see the same thing from another person's character. And that kind of is going to be happening throughout the story. But at some point, you see other people's perspectives too, if that makes sense. So, anyway, this is just at the very beginning. And since there are 2 main characters to the story, I basically have like this first day that kind of sets up the rest of the story. And so it starts out from one of their points of view, and then the very next chapter is kind of the same day but from the other person's point of view. And the whole point of this is to establish up front how these 2 characters are very much alike and they care about each other a whole lot, but even at the very start you can kind of see some differences that eventually break them apart altogether. And this is not a spoiler because if you don't know what's happening, maybe look back at some of the other videos. This is actually a prequel to a series that I wrote a long time ago. I'm actually rewriting the whole series, and I'm starting with the prequel. The previous series, this prequel content was just kind of here and there and like flashbacks and things like that, and I decided it deserved its own story. So even though I'm rewriting the original like trilogy series, I'm starting with this prequel to tell the background story. Whew. All right, so in addition to making progress with my Mark of Letzian, the series, I also have been making progress with the Mark of Letzian game because I made a game to help with my creativity, and I enjoyed it so much that I decided to like share it with people. whenever it's ready. It's not ready. With that said, that I did make some really amazing strides, and I'm excited to test it out with some family and friends and things like that. So I'll be giving more an update on that over on Patreon. I've been trying to do some drawing, not having a lot of success, but I'm still learning how to do some drawing things on my iPad. The truth is, I might just have to do it old school. I don't know why. I mean, I'm trying to like embrace technology, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to do like what's most comfortable for me, which is just gonna be probably doing it by hand and then scanning in those images and making like a digital adjustments and things like that. But it's too early to tell really. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. And so I've been trying to work on those skills because my ultimate goal is to either well, I'm really am hoping to work with an artist, but even before I can, commission an artist, I do want to have like a storyboard just to kind of make the process. I really want it to turn out the way that I want it. In the past, when I've done collaborations with artists, they have not always provided me with what I was asking for. And I decided that maybe I just wasn't doing a good enough job of telling them of what I wanted. And so this time around, if I do end up actually collaborating with an artist, I'll have like a complete like storyboard of what I want them to do. And so we'll see if things go better. Anyway, the illustrations that I'm trying to work on are for another story that I've already written called The Legend of Mainland. And you can, of course, check that out on Patreon if you want to see that. So that is the very short writing blog for this month. Like I said, because I didn't record any of the footage, but I got so much done, so much progress. I'm very, very pleased with what I've been able to do, considering my life turned completely upside down between this and the last writing blog. And I'm not going to get into all of that right now. But I just wanted to give you this update. How are your writing pursuits going? How are your creative pursuits? I have to admit that in addition to all the writing that I've been having some other creative ideas, and I'm really struggling to like prioritize which of those to pursue. Are you struggling to prioritize which creative projects to pursue? I would love to know. Until next time, guys, stay safe and be blessed.
Hey, guess what? If you like what you see, you can totally subscribe to this channel. You could also give it a like and leave me a comment. I would totally love that. Okay, bye bye.